All right, we're recording week 3, session 3 of Constellating the Golden Age Human. And if you're not already on, actually, let's go ahead and have everyone take your image off. So stop your video. And it's just those, okay, great. Everybody is. All right, sweet. So let's jump right in. We would love a number 1. And if you're number 1, you can show your video. It's not what you think it is. All right, thank you, number 1. Oh, I think we have number 1 with Martha. And Anita, if you can maybe make it so that we're not seeing your video. So upper right, there's 3 dots. Oh, look, but your audio is working. Hey, welcome, Anita. Okay, you're great. Upper 3 dots, just click stop video. Should be the second. You got it. Awesome. Fantastic. You're rocking. So Martha, just come into the field and say, I am 1. Yeah. And I think you might be on mute, so we're going to unmute you, or I'm not able to, so if you could unmute yourself.
There we go. How's that?
Yeah, we can hear you now. So if you could say it again, I am 1.
I am 1.
And just come on into the field and drop in and see what's there.
I'm feeling my mother. And then it feels like every mother. I feel a lot of strength in my hips. I feel happy to be on Earth, like physical. I feel very like mighty and like not like, I just feel grounded and warm. Woo! It feels awesome.
Like so. Anything else from one? Right.
Nope, that's it, I think. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, right, to do the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in 2. And if you're 2, just show your video. Hi, Feather Bear. You're 2.
I'm not sure, but I'm 2.
Great. So come on in the field and say, I am 2.
I am 2. I feel like a puppet person, like someone said it through me from outside of me.
Someone said what from outside of you?
I am 2.
Felt like it was being said from outside of you?
Like through me, but from outside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't understand talking.
Okay. Great.
I like the field though. Feels like water. I feel like I'm food or something. Getting very hot. Especially here.
You're being,
What?
you said especially
Here?
like in your chest.
Chest and armpits.
Okay. Yeah, I guess too.
I like that you're wearing pink-ish and I'm wearing pink. I knew I had to wear pink. There's something pink going on. Yeah, I feel kind of nice. I thought I was just going to have a really lazy constellation. At least I gave myself permission to, and I do feel like this doesn't feel painful. Mellow, even. When am I mellow? Mellow. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you too. 1 and 2, are you aware of each other?
Out. When I heard the I want to be mellow, I just want to make a pillow fort chill. Is feel kind of like I'm on mushrooms or like I'm getting hot, and I don't care what you guys are doing.
You all know something. I can tell.
I don't know anything.
Not you, those 2. Those 2. Look at those clowns. What's going on over there? I mean, I feel like that one is like at the perimeter of the room and I can barely glimpse them out of my peripheral vision, and I like their vibe and it's whatever, I don't know.
She said,
Or they said, can you say that again, Father?
I can sort of perceive that one like at the periphery of my perception. But I can't quite grasp them. Yeah, it's whatever. It's kind of whatever. I mean, when they laugh, I think it's really funny, but I don't feel exactly like there's anyone there to connect with.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, they're not wearing pink, so who the hell are they?
They've got a heart. Anyway, okay. That's great.
Yeah, interesting. Cool. I feel like maybe we need grounding first.
Just because
Oh, okay.
I like the whole thing.
Great. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Okie dokie. So let's have a number 3. Number 3. Welcome. Step in.
It was kind of not a massive hit, but it was definitely a bit of a zing, so go with it. I am 3. First thing is this sense of depth, like a space in front of me that goes down a long way. I want to turn the light on. Yeah, there's real sense of like space underneath me going a long way, like a kind of tunnel or I feel more serious than the other two. I quite like the jovialness, but this feels more got some movement, energy moving in my head. Feels a bit tight. Yeah, that's it right now.
Yeah, thank you. Are you aware of 2?
Faintly, sort of down there.
And what about 1?
1 felt bigger in front of me. More kind of all-encompassing or spacious.
And how about 1 and 2? What's your awareness? Are you aware of 3? What's happening for you? Yeah.
3 is, she's like lighting up here. I mean, I know it's her shirt, but it's like, yeah, it's, it looks like a fish. Or something, like she keeps, oh, now she's like a bird, but yeah, she's like a creature in something.
You, how about you?
Sort of. Everything's kind of diffuse from where I am, except my own like self has a certain coherent fluidity, but yeah, it's really hard to describe. Yeah, it's like I can't really make sense of that image, but I don't mind. I think that's why it's hard, because usually I mind when I can't make sense of something, and now I can't really make sense of it, but I'm like, it's okay. I guess it doesn't affect me.
And 3, back to you. What's happening? Especially as you heard these others.
Sorry, did you ask me something?
Yeah, just checking back in, seeing how you're doing.
I'm sort of finding it a little bit hard to get a handle on it, actually. It's not a really strong hit. When 2 was speaking, it felt quite, not in a bad way, but like just didn't really connect with what they were saying, or it kind of felt irrelevant. 1, when you said about an animal, I did feel like a kind of birdness coming in, but that quickly disappeared once you spoke it.
She looks to me like she's in labor. And it doesn't look like Hannah at all. Like she looks kind of far away, and I didn't even recognize it was her, but it's not the visual thing, but she looks like she's, yeah.
Great, thank you. And a reminder again, now we'll be referring to the number reps as they. Just a reminder there. Give us just a moment here. I'm going to go on mute for a moment as we confer. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just to kind of clarify a little bit, just tuning in, it feels there's a kind of still quality to it. I do feel very grounded through my feet, kind of a little bit of a sense, kind of almost a mountain-like again from last Constellation. Remember people talking about that. But with the stillness, there's a spiral that kind of comes up in the middle of me, but it doesn't really move me. And there's definitely a kind of seriousness to my face.
Hmm. Could I have 3? Could you turn around and just see what's behind you?
It's not nice. People. I'm kind of, I felt like there were multiple people, multiple beings kind of looking back at me. That didn't feel very nice.
Is there anything that they need from you or that you need from them?
I feel like I want them to go away. Feel like they're kind of pulling me, not in a direct way, but kind of calling me towards them.
Do you know who they are?
When you asked, the word brothers came to me. Then I put sisters as well, but I don't know if that's part of it. I feel like there's something about like maybe ancestors, like this kind of, maybe they're dead or something like that.
Yeah. So if you could, 3. Do you have something in your room that you could pick up as an offering to them?
Will I get to keep it?
It could be like a pillow, just anything.
Okay.
It could be something. No, it's a gesture symbolically, and when we're complete with the constellation, it'll be complete.
And just give it to them?
What I'd like you to do is to face them, face those who are there, and let me ask you for clarity, and you don't need to turn around, but if you can hear me, does it feel like you have something that you've taken on from them, or that you're just seeing them almost like completely separate from you, behind you? Like, do you feel tie or a connection with them?
I feel more like they're trying to give me something.
Okay.
They're trying to pass something to me, like they're trying to get me to do something or be something for them.
Yeah. In a way that you're not wanting.
In a way that I'm kind of pulling back from, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I kind of feel nervous. I feel a bit nervous about them.
yeah. Okay. So just go ahead and you could say, with the same love that I took this, I give it back. And that could be the nervousness or anything that you've absorbed of theirs that's not yours. With the same love that I took this, I give it back. And where that's coming from in Constellation, those who we're part of, our ancestors, our siblings, we are part of a system together, and we do absorb their patterns and energies. And and we can disentangle from that which we don't need to carry as a burden or an unwanted pattern. So, and it's all an operation of love. Out of love, we take on the burdens. So with the same love I take this, I give it back. And you can add, if it feels right, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours.
Mine is mine, and what's yours is yours.
And if it feels right, you can add, thank you for the honor, and I leave it with you. And you can leave that pillow as a symbol of what you're passing back.
It's with you now. I don't know if you heard that, but the words were, I leave this with you where it rightfully belongs, and I close the door.
And sometimes once that is given back, it rights the relationship, it harmonizes the field, so the door closing doesn't even need to happen. Maybe it was the right thing in this case, but it almost as if once things find their place, then there's a new flow that can happen, and it's almost as if we open the meridians for flow to move. So let's see if that door needs to stay closed or not.
I had a sense of them turning around and going in the opposite direction. I notice I feel safer if the door's closed. I don't think it perhaps needs to be, but it feels like maybe a transition place. Like I want to put my back up against it.
Yeah. So see what that feels like, having your back against that door, and yeah, just see what's there for you.
Like something about power, maybe reclaiming my own power, and then the feeling of wanting to step forwards.
Beautiful. So go ahead and do that, and feel your back, and feel your own support and strength at your back. What I want you to see what this feels like. The siblings or the ancestors, those who were behind you, who have perhaps righted their relationship, who are able to stand tall as support, who are the ones who have your back. See if you can let them be there to hold you. And anything else can, find its own place where it needs to, but see if you can let yourself feel held by those who can hold you well.
Yeah, I can feel multiples, so maybe 4 beings. They feel taller than the other ones, and they've kind of got their hands on my shoulders.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. How was that for 2 to hear that?
I liked it. I was really interested in like reaching for their image on the screen. I didn't hear anything about love or honor, and that's disappointing to me. I really want those to be included in this.
And can you say more about love and honor and how you want that included?
I mean, the things that the facilitator was suggesting included those qualities, but I didn't hear 3 actually bring those in. I heard them make a boundary, which is cool, but I really need love and honor to be here also. Somewhere. I'm also starting to worry about when they're withdrawn and sad, and I don't know if I'm projecting, but I'm like, where did they go? They were having such a good time. But generally I feel like restful and like I don't have to track every single thing, and that's a relief.
So I'm just going to say that love and honor is there and will come through when it comes through. And thank you for naming that too. I'm going to check in with 1 in a moment. I want to just hear how that landed for 3. And
I felt angry that the love and honor hadn't been heard. I felt like there was almost like something of the integrity of 3 that was being questioned.
what's the love and honor there for you?
It felt like there was an energetic aligning to it, and a giving from that place. And there was definitely an honoring of those beings and that connection. And love, there is love, but it's not straightforward.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thanks for the clarity. So just continue being present with what's coming through, the support that's there with you now, and knowing that you're in your own alignment and that you've been heard. I think you've been heard. And let's check in with 1. How's 1 doing? And then we're going to bring in a few others.
Yeah, I'm good. I heard all of that was going on, and it was only really at the end. I think I heard I'd heard brother and sibling, and I just felt like, oh yeah, everything's lifted. Like, I just feel this steady, like everyone's innocent kind of thing. I feel, I don't feel, I just feel good. Like the story isn't influencing me really. But I feel, look at the 2 of them, and they seem really just sweet.
Thank you. Can you look at 3 and say, I don't know if it's you're sweet or just I see you or I feel you or whatever feels true for you.
Look at you. You're just like, you're just so beautiful. That's it.
Just let yourself take that in.
It's very strange because the sense of being sweet didn't feel like me at all. But then something of it kind of almost cracked a shell, And then you're so beautiful. It's like this kind of a cape or a veil just kind of coming off and behind me. There's something really strong about wanting to be my own person, my own being. And almost like that was part of what was inherited, or response to what was inherited, and it's going to take a while to soften past that, but it's really nice to be seen as that, even though I might not quite experience myself in that way yet.
What was the very last thing you said, 3?
That it was lovely to be seen in that way. I could feel resonance with it, even though it hasn't quite softened through yet. I can feel the truth of it, but it's not exactly how I experience myself yet.
Yeah, it all makes sense. Y'all are doing great. Question for the 3 of you. Would you like to have, I could reveal right now who each of you are? I'm feeling like I'm feeling drawn to that. So, okay, you could say. So, okay, so 1, you're Thesa.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy frig. Oh
That's why I'm crying.
And you're so spot on and some sad.
Aww.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's
Oh
crying
my
the whole
God.
time.
Aww.
Yeah. Good job. I would say
At one point I was like, I don't feel like a scrawny giraffe lady. I feel like a woman. I was like, I'm being so nice. Who is this? Oh my God.
yeah. Amazing for me. Thank you.
2, I'm so excited about you being in this role.
Me too.
And I love how much you just dropped right in. Do you know what you are? You get to be the golden age human. Yeah, you're the golden age human. So I'm gonna.
What a strange surprise. I mean, it bodes well because I'm pretty fucking relaxed for a change.
Yeah.
But I do want to say the thing that's up for me still is I feel like there's been a rupture between me and 3 that perhaps will be illuminated when I find out who they are. But that's the thing that's most, like, I still feel like I'm encapsulated in a healing cocoon, but also like we need to do something together, me and that one.
Great. The 3, you are.
I just want to say hi to Teresa.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to welcome you, Teresa.
Oh,
Gloria.
thank you. Hi, everyone.
Welcome, Gloria.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. If you would go ahead and turn
Oh.
your video off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And no, you're fine. You can put yourself on. And if you feel to, we're adding our pronouns after our names. So if you want to rename yourself. 3, you are. So we did, because of the last 2 sessions and because of because of the numbers here and because there's a lot we want to explore and how much work had been done, we, in this round, and you're really repping it so perfectly, we created a rep for humanity, humanity's pain body, and the integration of humanity and humanity's pain body. So that is what you're repping. And what I want to say about that is that in Constellation, it's very much the ones behind us whose pain body that we've inherited, that seeing it, honoring it, offering back what's not ours as we move forward is such a potent healing movement. It is the gateway to being able to then call yourself to yourself fully and move forward, and also receive support that's there to support you from behind, the luminous ones, the ancestors, the ones that are bigger than us, who come before us, who are available to support us. And one thing that feels valuable to share is that once we're 12 generations back, 11 or 12 generations back, there's, for each individual person, there's over 2,000, there's 2,048 mothers and fathers behind you, not other ancestors, but mothers and fathers. That's the exponential field of those who you've come from. So to be repping that from humanity, there's some who are unwell in the ancestral field, and there's many, many, many more who are luminous and who are there to hold us well. So just invite you to continue to feel held and feel them at your back, the ones who can hold you well. And if you would like to 3 humanity and the pain body and the integration of humanity and humanity's pain body, if you'd like to take a step forward. Step into yourself.
So when you were speaking that about the ancestors, I did feel this really clarifying of the it actually felt golden lineage behind me. Kind of a pathway going back. But yeah, well, very touching and supportive. And before you even said about that bit, when you were saying about humanity and the pain body, it was just like almost pulling me forwards, like I want to walk, I want to move forwards. I want to move forwards. Yeah.
Thank you. So as much as you want to move forward, you're welcome to take a gesture. You know, that step is a gesture of moving forward. So that's perfect. Great. Okay, so let's just have everyone take a breath together.
Okay, I just have to take a really giant leap forward right now. I'm going to dive onto my bed. That's how much I want to move forwards. That's how much I want to go forwards. But I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to run. That's good.
That's good.
You have to watch the video of this when it comes out and see what that looked like, because it was incredible.
humanity doing?
Ah, that was good. It feels alive. Feels like I could keep doing it, to be honest. Maybe I should just keep doing it. It feels like it really liberates energy.
You can keep doing it for sure. And as long
Yeah.
as it feels good to do it, fucking rock that. Oh, yeah. Wait for it. Wait. Oh, this is great. Oh, shit. I might keep laughing. Okay, I think we're ready for 4. Or maybe we'll wait. I think we get one more. That's so good. I have to think.
There's a long way for me to move. That's what it feels like.
Why don't you keep going? Why don't you just keep going? And if you want to unmute yourself and just keep going, like we'll hold space. I mean, this is huge. And for those witnessing, and you can just keep going. While we're laughing, it's actually really powerful in that it's movement often, and without even sound or words. In Constellation, it's called healing movements. And so to see the integration of humanity and their pain body, taking these like leaps forward feels really, it's really powerful to see it happening.
I just have a sense of like when you dive into water, and I remember about Golden Age humans saying they felt watery. It's like this, like wanting to immerse myself in that. So just felt relevant.
Question for 3. Well, you can keep going, but I'm curious if you're feeling more connected to the Golden Age humanity, or anyway, you just keep going.
I feel like there's more of the me's that constitute me becoming present in my sphere.
How does that feel? What's your experience of that?
It's a little hard to feel. It's mostly a visual image, but there's a sensation associated with it. A lot of what I keep noticing image-wise is I keep recognizing that I feel like Black women have been excluded from my image, and they're coming in. Like I feel, it's really subtle sensation, much clearer visual, but it's like some of my cells are like teleporting into my body from wherever they were suspended outside of time and space. Now they're actually landing here. And I'm filling up more with the very tiny components of myself that are actually individual universes of people. And it feels like this should keep going for as long as it takes for me to be complete, like everyone included, every single person. Yeah, especially seeing Black women and all the children.
Beautiful, thank you for sharing that. And if it's more visual than visceral, that you can just share what's alive for you. So that's, if there's any visual that you want to add to that. And if you can keep them out, it's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying watching humanity and their pain body and their integration. As Feather Bear, I'm really just so awed by the fact that Hannah and I keep being partners in this constellation. Like whatever is deeper than that is whatever we're resonating with, to be always in some kind of intense relationship is really compelling to me. And oh, there's something I can't quite, like, I feel like there isn't even time enough to say what I really need to say. Curious. Yeah, I feel a little constriction about fully expressing myself. So I do, when I say that, I'm like, oh, whatever is coming up next into the constellation might help with that. I'm really just trying to stay connected with the field, because that's when I feel best, is when I'm letting myself be immersed in the field. And that's when I feel most coherent and most like I can really participate and contribute, which is actually telling to me also, like, Golden Age human lives in the fields.
Thank you. And if it's helpful or you feel inclined to move the body, or that's something else you help.
Yeah, I still feel really lazy, but I also have to pee, so maybe that'll have an effect. I'm gonna go do that.
Sounds
BRB.
You were breaking up a bit there. I don't know if that's my connection or yours, but I didn't hear that. B.
Oh, I was just saying I need to go to the bathroom.
No, V.
Oh, you
I
didn't hear
heard
V.
you. It was
Okay.
V. I couldn't hear.
Am I still chopping up?
No, that's okay.
Okay, thank you. Let me know if it happens again. How's humanity?
Say that again.
How are you?
How am I? I feel really like much more enlivened. I feel like there was this sense of kind of, as I was jumping forwards, my hands reaching out for Golden Age human. They feel like they're like I'm not able to kind of make contact yet. They're sort of reaching in that it's like we're not able to completely connect our fingers. But then afterwards, as a sense, almost felt like I was in the Matrix, you know, when you see the I'm running like super fast. It's just like just wanting to go, keep moving forward. So it's quite feels quite exciting. And like there's nothing really in my way, but I just have to keep moving. But it also feels like when I say that the Golden Age human feels like it might keep moving away as I move towards. Yeah. Yeah, like maybe I'm not really getting anywhere as well. Feels a bit ephemeral. Golden Age human feels quite ephemeral, quite intangible, and yet I can feel that. And then sometimes like I really feel them right there, kind of wanting to lock on, to kind of kind of like to create a pathway through time and space. That's what it feels like.
Thank you.
I was really excited as well with number 1 being Thesa, because my sense of Thesa was so expansive compared to Golden Age human, which at the beginning didn't feel like that. So just like, well, hey, the Thesa.
So Golden Age human, just want you to be aware that part of humanity, can you hear us? Yeah, okay. Part of what humanity just shared is that in their movement, they felt they were moving, almost reaching for you through time and space, and that there was still this sense of that you're there, but there's some distance between, and there's a desire to connect with you. So maybe humanity, if you could look at Golden Age human, just say, whatever's alive, like it could be as simple as I see you, or I want to connect.
It was I want to be you. Yeah, I want to be you. Let me let me be myself.
Golden Age Human, I'm gonna encourage you to just really like keep letting the field, keep feeling what's there in the field come through you as best as you are. Okay, so go ahead. What's there for you?
Suddenly feel really stressed. Like what they're asking me, they deserve to have, and I can't do it. Something is wrong. So, like I just have to acknowledge that I'm not accepting them yet.
What I get with that is you don't believe in me. I can do what wants to come out of me is I can do this. Like, believe in me. Like, come on, help me. And I almost like reach back to help me come through.
Huh. Yeah, I'm getting really panicky. Like I want to, and something is heavily interfering with my. Like I can feel my size and scope and my basic capacity to do what they're asking, and I can't. Like there's this thick something between us. I still have the sense too that there's a rupture that needs to be repaired, but now I'm feeling like I did the rupture. Before I was like they did something. Now I'm like I did something. Yeah, it's this interesting feeling like I have to take responsibility.
You can just let it go. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one and the other one.
Yeah. Okay. So just be with that. What's there? It's okay. That's where we are. A quick check-in with Lisa. One, and then we're gonna bring in more reps.
Kind of noticing 3 in their new embodiment. Like there's just so much of a change. And then 2, yeah, they're kind of it's hard to say the feeling. Yeah, there's the two of them. They're sorting something out, and I'm not getting pulled into it. I'm just watching it. And it's visually, it's very interesting that they are now the same size. They're in kind of the same pose. So I'm seeing like the outlines of them. It's something that's very visual, and I'm compelled to look at it now.
Great. Thank you. So maybe let them know I see you.
I see you.
That draws out the maybe what the golden age human was speaking to. Like there are elements within me that need serious looking at, perhaps just by myself, but I guess it's like those shadow bits that haven't been integrated yet, and so it feels a bit uncomfortable to be seen by Thessa.
So I'll encourage humanity who's also embodying humanity's pain body and the integration, the capacity to integrate, and all the work that we've done in the previous sessions, to just continue leaning into that integration process and inviting in the parts that are still fractured. And if at any point, if you locate a specific something within that that you want to share with us, we have the option to bring that piece into the field. And I'll just share that I forgot to mention to you that I thought about bringing like humanity, shame, and sadness or grief in. And I don't know that we need to, but you know, I feel like it's already there, and it's already being integrated, and we've done a lot of work around that. So just keep being with that, and know that yeah, I'm just Golden Age human. What's happening for you? And
Just
then
keep having a thought that there's a rupture between me and the field, and it's interrupting my capacity to hold humanity and humanity's pain body and the integration of those with the care and responsibility that I would wish to.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to pause for a moment.
I feel it right around my kidneys too. That's where it's sitting, is at or between my kidneys.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
I'll just say I'm also feeling a lot of kidney stuff.
And it feels useful, Thesa, Thesa, number one, Thesa, if you keep looking at me. That feels like it highlights the difficult bits. It kind of makes it more efficient.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to bring in, and we got also Valerie's feeling that kidney. Okay, can we have a 5 and a 6? And you can. Okay, Sarah, you 5 or 6? 5. You're on mute, but I think you said that you think you're 5.
I don't know if it matters, but we didn't have a 4.
Oh. Pardon me. Thanks for that. Okay, 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5.
I'm 5. I feel
You're
like I'm 5.
Okay. And Michelle, you're 4? Okay. So if you could both stand and enter the field and just say, I am 4, I am 5, and you can unmute yourselves.
I am 4.
I'm 5.
And then we still have.
Am I waiting for 4 to share before I share?
You can share.
Okay. So my first experience was feeling like my spine, just feeling really straight and in my spine, and then I immediately felt like really strongly pulled backward, like by a force pulling me back. And I feel pretty still. There's like a sprinkling of what was first experienced as agitation and now feels like the word that's coming through is perception, but like maybe a heightened sense of perception. And I'm feeling pulled backward again.
Let's see what happens when you move back. And just
It feels like I'm experiencing a force, like almost like gravity or something that's just like, whoa, it's like a magnetic pull, feels like.
And is it a pull into your back body, or is it that there's something back there that may be turning around and seeing what's there?
It feels like there might be something behind me, so I'll turn.
Yeah, let's see.
No, I'm still being pulled backward, facing that direction. So,
As far back as you need to go.
okay.
And let's, while you're doing that, I want to check in with 4.
You may have to guide me.
So, okay, a little guidance. You're getting out of the way as Michelle and just seeing what's there without any trying to make it something, trying to interpret it, just noticing what's there. And it can come through physically, it can come through as words or a sensation or a emotional experience, colors, light, song. You might feel like you don't even exist. You might feel like you're wanting to fly, or you might be freezing cold. You might feel nothing at all. You might be super in your head, like anything, and you're just reporting what you're noticing.
Okay.
And your job is to get out of the way and not try to play a role, but let the role play you, and it will continue to morph typically throughout the constellation.
Okay. So I'm noticing a very solid feeling in my legs. Like I'm just like both my legs are trunks of trees, like very solid. And it feels like my skin is completely alive. Like maybe there's like lines, like squiggly lines coming out from them, like choo, just very alive and wiggly. My skin is wiggly, but I'm solid at the same time. It's so bizarre.
That's why they say this is better than an acid trip.
Right?
Let's check back in with 5.
Can you hear me? Yep. So I think what was happening is actually I wanted to be upside down, like flipped over, reversed. So I'm trying that experience.
And are you floating?
Am I floating?
Yeah.
That feels tingly in my body when you say that. Like floating. Yeah, that feels close. Yeah. As in close to what I am or what I'm experiencing.
And what's your relationship with perception now? Or that word, is that still alive for you?
Still feels really alive.
So say it out loud 3 times.
Perception, perception, perception.
When she just said perception that many times, it felt like my arms were floating next to my body.
What is your 4 and 5? What's your relationship to each other? Or where are you in the room? What's the geometry?
I'm feeling 4 on my left.
And I'm feeling 5 on my left. But slightly like right here, not right beside, but like a little bit right there.
So maybe we're facing opposite directions.
Maybe so, yeah.
Yeah, like you're here facing that way. I'm here facing that way. Perception.
I feel very tingly right now.
I still feel like I'm kind of being hung upside down, just like weightless, maybe buoyant.
So just as if you are, imagine that you are. And Golden Age Human and Humanity, what happens for you with these 2, 4 and 5 in the field?
5 feels uncomfortable to me. There's a sensation around the heart, and when they were saying perception, it was like a bit of a headache. 4 feels clearer, feels easier, feels kind of lighter to me.
I feel like 5 is really important. Like they're a crucial direction towards what I'm trying to get to. 4 is interesting, but kind of out of reach. And I keep having a thought. It's definitely a feather thought, but seems to also be a representation thought that the rupture between me and the field has something to do with the existence of sexual violence. Very hard to say that, but absolutely critical. Ooh, so much heat here.
Thank you. I have the one.
I'm noticing that 4 and 5 don't have their numbers marked, and it feels a little out of
Thank
order.
you. Right now.
Do I do that myself or do you guys do that?
We got it. Thanks. It's already done. Yeah, how's Lisa?
I was feeling like leaning, like I'm putting myself over the yoga ball because I just wanted to be upside down, and then I wanted to bend over backwards, and I wanted my feet up, and I felt a feeling like all of this kind of guided by 5, and then I'm not feeling 4 at all, but at one point I had this like, oh, my heart started hurting, and I feel once people voice something, then it will shift. But I feel like I'm feeling just feeling what I'm feeling, and it's moving pretty quickly, but it's manageable.
So when Thesis said that, the words that I heard was I am angry, not feeling particularly angry as humanity, but that feels like what wanted to be spoken. So I'm angry.
Yeah. We're going on mute for a moment, and just keep. Actually, what I'm feeling called to say is, while we're on mute, see what your placement is in relationship with each other. Like, where do you feel? How do you feel oriented to each other in the room?
I just had a sense that golden age human, like I could feel you almost like behind a glass. So you're not very far, but that's the kind of out of reachness. There's something almost physical between us. And there felt like there was something perhaps in the 5, like that perception, like almost like a mirror. Like it's very hard for me to see through that, perhaps because of my own, almost like it mirrors back your own perceptions or something.
Yeah, it's hard for me to feel myself in relation to the others, surprisingly, but I do feel like I'm standing right next to humanity, pain body integration. But that was as far as I got.
And I started feeling pressure on my head right here. When humanity was speaking. I don't know what that is.
I think that's mine. A few of you have said that, and that was the first feeling that humanity had with relation to 5. So when you connect in with me, I think that's what's coming through. I'm kind of feeling like I want 4. I really like 4. I want 4 a bit closer. I want to kind of snuggle in or something. I want to just be in contact. Feels really soothing and supportive. But then as that kind of, then actually there's some heart stuff that comes up, pain, feels challenge. I need to do that.
Would you mind, Humanity, to just say that last bit again? That's
About 4?
just whatever you just said.
Yeah. So it's just saying, I feel like I feel like it'd be really soothing and comforting to be drawn into 4, to have more contact. But as I felt 4 kind of giving me that permission or contact, then I got quite a lot of pain in the heart and felt quite challenging. And actually a bit intense.
And when you were speaking humanity, and you were talking about that the first time, my heart felt like it was expanding, and then this time it expanded into a slight pain, but it was also very I could totally feel the energy in the heart too.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, give us one.
When I was looking at 5 before, they haven't been in the screen, and I felt so cold. But just now when I look at them, I got instantly warmed.
Deepest. And sorry.
I'm feeling really puzzled by the question because I can't really get a clear sense of where I am in space.
Yeah. What is happening for you?
Well, when 3 is talking, I'm like feeling almost like a purging, like I'm like burping up things. And spatially, when Golden Age Human speaks, I feel like I'm pushed up against something really close. In my own like being right now, when you ask that question, I feel like I'm like expanding. It's like if I'm bread and I had yeast, I'm like starting to rise. Just like there's this very subtle, like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know what the word amalgamous means, but that's coming through.
I'll look it up. I'm curious.
It's amalgamous is like integrating, but it's
the amalgamation is the action process or result of combining or uniting. So we're going to bring in 6 and 7. So if you feel called to be 6 and 7, go ahead, 5. 1 second. 5, what's going on?
Oh, I'm excited for 6 and 7.
Which one are you, Valerie? And you're and can we have a 7?
I'm feeling 7.
Okay. So just step in and order. So and 6 and 7.
Ooh, yeah, I feel really smiley and bouncy and excited. And I feel like I want to get really close. And like see you all. I feel really happy to see you all. I don't have any concept of anything apart from just a kind of joyous engagement. And I feel very excited about everything and all of you. And I just really want to bounce. I just really want to bounce up and down. I can't stop moving. I don't want to stop moving. There's just so much energy and movement. It's just really dynamic. Just all the everything is like exactly it. Just all the everything. Just more of that. More of everything. Yeah, and I want to blow your kisses, and I want to love you, and I want to just hold you all in my arms and just love you. I just feel huge love for like all of you and everything. It's just so beautiful. You're all so beautiful, and I love you, and I'm very excited.
Oh, that's so very hard. Okay. How about 7? How are you? Thank you, 6.
I have a big smile on my face in relation to 6, but what I'm experiencing is just needing to move back and back and like to have space. I am space. It feels it's like my heart. It's just really wanting to open, or is open. It's like, oh, and the movement in the top of my body is just wanting to keep doing this kind of like undulating movement. There's not much emotion going on there, but the movement it feels quite clear. It feels clear and spacious. I leave my eyes closed.
So we're gonna let these two do what they're doing for a bit. Just let them really have their moment here.
For me, there's a sense that the front is really opening.
6, you're on mute.
But can you hear 7? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's like the back of the heart is just really being kind of pulled into contraction to then open more, but it almost feels like it wants to just go all the way back and almost into a loop.
I'd love everyone in the field to really tune in and if it feels right to, and really take this in, what's happening with 6 and 7.
I feel a lot of movement in my crown chakra area, around my entire head. But I still feel, I also feel a very deep stillness.
Still feel very drawn to 4, and it's that stillness. It just feels like I want to curl up like a baby or a cat in her lap and just kind of snuggle in. Particularly with 6 and 7, they feel great, exciting, beautiful, lots not to love, but kind of a bit out of my reach. Like 6 particularly just feels like someone on so many drugs when you're really straight, and you're just like, yeah, great, you're having a good time, but that's not me. I can relate, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not able to kind of step into that. 7 feels more tangible. I'm interested, like I'm being drawn in to that a little bit more. Yeah.
How about 5? Thank you.
6. When they both showed up, I felt like I was like here, because before I kept trying to like spatially orient, and then when they came in, I was like, oh, I'm here now, like I exist almost. And 6, I just like feel like a big pounding in my heart. And 7, I feel like a lot of resonance with, and the movement that 7 is doing feels familiar to what I was experiencing earlier. And they feel related. But still there's also almost like a polarity. Yeah, I feel more resonance or like familiarity with 7. They're like a seesaw, I don't know. Actually, maybe I can't separate them. The more that I'm like tuning into them, the less that's happening, and the more like I'm feeling the pulse of both of them at once.
And we haven't heard from Disa or Golden Age Human. We hear that, and then I need a potty break.
I'm bored.
Okay.
I want to know what everyone else. I'm just like feel impatient and bored.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's Golden Age.
Finding it a little hard to focus my thoughts. Let's see what I can remember. I got a little scared when 7 came in. I still feel just like, whoa, without them. 6 feels like part of the solution to my problem. They feel really helpful and precious. 4 is getting more and more of my attention now too. hard to concentrate.
I'd be curious to see what happens when for and humanity do come closer. Like I almost I'm curious about the relationship between where Golden Age human is and humanity, and how 4 and 5, where they are. In relationship to you. Like humanity, do you want 4 in front of you, behind you, by your side? Where is 5 to you? How are you in your connection with the Golden Age human?
So the pillow's 4. 5 feels like here. Not contact, but there. Golden Age human feels kind of in front, above, a little bit. Yeah.
I can't really find anybody anymore. I feel like I'm like a diffuse cloud in the room now. I don't have a coherence in the last little while.
Totally. I just got super fuzzy and sleepy. I need to go pee. Interesting. Okay.
So I'm feeling a massive draw to 6 and 7, like we're related somehow. Like there are other aspects that I could embody at any moment.
Yeah. I'm interested in this. Yeah.
I need to wee, so I'm just going to do that.
Say it again.
I think she said she needs to pee.
Yeah, I think it's a pee break moment. So I'm putting us on mute, and whoever else.
So just to say, during that wee break, I had the clarity that humanity is actually feeling pretty pissed off right now. Doesn't really want to be themselves. Wants to be exciting, new, wonderful, delicious. Yeah. It's almost like there's something that highlights my normalness by the deliciousness that I see. And that's part of the pain, difficulty. And I sort of just want to snuggle in and be kind of comforted and reassured. Feeling.
Yeah.
I
So
feel a lot of affection for humanity saying that.
So let's have humanity and 4 actually look at each other.
So what I find myself saying is, love me like you love the others.
And the thought, or what was coming for me with that, was just seeing you as true beauty.
That's definitely how I want to be seen. But I'm not seeing myself like that. But it's like I need everyone else to keep reflecting that back. That's how it feels.
What's happening for golden age human as you're witnessing these 2, humanity and 4?
A little expansiveness in my belly. And like a sense of possibility.
And a question about the rupture. What's happening with the rupture? Is it there still? Is it gone?
It's there. It's yeah, I almost wonder if the state of diffusion that I have gone into is like a seeking out where in the field that exists. Like I feel more continuous with the field as a whole. Like I'm feeling through the whole field to find out where the trouble is.
Where the what is?
Where the trouble is. It's like a way of seeking out the trouble that's mostly physical and not blame oriented. It's not like who did this to me, it's like where in space-time is the trouble. Yeah, like I feel like I'm pure texture right now almost, and I'm just sensing around to try to find where in the field is a rupture and someone who can engage me to repair it. Like that feels like my big responsibility right now is to find that and repair it somehow, or receive the repair or whatever it takes. Yeah, I'm like, let me do this.
See what happens if you either face or stand behind 4.
If what?
If you either face or stand behind 4, and actually I sort of want to see what happens if you stand behind 4 and put your hands on their shoulders.
a little hard to reach. They're higher than mine. Ugh. Sort of electric tingle going down the front of me. It's a little sickening. Some more color.
What
It's
happens
starting
if you,
to feel like I'm kind of hungry for it now, and I feel a little weird about that, but I kind of want to take all of it now. All of what they have.
the feeling of wanting golden age human to come more through like the lower back womb area, maybe waist of 4. I don't know if that resonates or not.
I mean, I'm reaching for the kidneys, if that's what we're talking about. They're on my mind. I think I need to stand up.
And 4, feel golden age human behind you. Holding you and around your kidneys. Yeah, go ahead.
What was that?
Just feel them holding you from behind.
More of a back and forth feeling at this level, like moving into me, moving into them.
You feel
I'm
that
using my hand so I have something to press into because I can't really imagine the sensation. So this hand is 4 and this hand is me.
and you feel emerging.
No, I feel a movement back and forth. I don't feel merging. I feel like.
Sorry, I went.
Whereas with the first one, it felt like I was just drawing something in from 4. When I'm at this level, it feels like something coming out of me, something coming out of them, back and forth. Yeah, it feels like a really big energy. I kind of feel almost like I'm moving through them and all sorts of stuff.
And I feel like it's interesting. There's like energy coming off my shoulders and just flowing backwards. It's very peaceful.
Humanity, are you still holding 4? Is that pillow 4? Or what's happening with you? As this is happening, as you're witnessing this?
Just then I started to feel like I was curled up in 4's belly like a baby. I mean, 4 is much bigger than me, so, but it's the pillow is kind of like there's something about the heart that really wants to feel that contact there.
Say that, sorry, if you would, say that last thing again.
I said 4 is much bigger than me, so even though I'm, with the pillow, it's not so much this is, but like the feeling is this part of my chest really wanting the contact of 4. So it's a bit like a kind of comfort, like a teddy bear really holding it. Yeah.
Okay, and I want to check in with 5. What's happening for you as all of this is going on, or what's just happening for you?
I'm really just occupied with 6 and 7, and I'm kind of watching them move as I hear the song, The Final Countdown. It's like they're doing aerobics, and I'm just like wanting to do aerobics with them. Just kind of ready for the next phase of the dynamic. Yeah.
Can you tune into 4 and tell me if there's anything there?
That's the one I feel like the most connection with, I think. For
What happens if you stand in front of them? And 4, you would look at 5.
I really like that. I really like 4 looking at 5.
My sense or experience is like something's being passed on, and I still feel when I'm in relationship to 4 really aware of my back body. I don't feel like a force that's pulling me back, but I feel in alignment and I feel vertical. I don't really feel like I'm aware of myself as like, let me think about how to put it into words. I don't want to say I feel separate or removed from 4, but like there's definitely like my awareness is back. It's not like, oh, 4, you know, when I look at 6 and 7, I feel like more like, And with 4, I feel more.
Okay, I think what we're going to do is start revealing. And what we're going to do is I'm going to share what we brought you in as, and then Thesa, we're going to see if how Thesa's sort of interpreting it, how that lands, and go from there. Okay, so
Can I say something too, just like about the process? Part of what's happening for us is like I come with a cosmology, right? But then the cosmology is also in question, as it should be, in case there are any holes or clarifications that want to come up. So part of what's happening for us is like V is holding the balance there of the cosmology, something else, you know, and so we're kind of like presenting both so that you can feed back to us on that as we go.
Yeah, similar to last time when, was it 8 or 11, and we were figuring out what it was, and then when we said it, and we said 6 different things, and one of them like really landed, and it was so clear that that's what it was. So the field knows. So well, let's see. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with 6 and 7, and y'all have definitely feel like you captured it. So a little background. There's been a lot of reference to the left side in this one. There was a reference to sexual violence. There was a reference in both of the other series of the left side in various ways was coming up. So I was really curious about the feminine, or and you know, Constellation works started as a mother-father a family dynamic looking at ancestry, and left is the mom. It's also referred to as like the women or the maternal or the feminine. And I know that there's this whole non-binary element that feels very, in the deepest sense, true for me. And so I just want to acknowledge the languaging here, and some of the concepts for me can be challenging, but it also and we brought feminine and masculine in
not so much as divine feminine masculine, and right above, by the way, this is Lakshmi, but right above is at the top of my altar is the non-binary, the both deity. Anyway, I just feel like I want to mention that. So we brought the feminine masculine in, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be like women and men in humanity and that dynamic somehow needing to get looked at, or if it was the yin yang and like not so much anything having to do with gender, but them, and it didn't feel like it was the universal, like sort of the divine feminine masculine. So then we just thought feminine masculine of humanity. But then when these two came in, and so 6 is the feminine, 7's the masculine, they really embody this sort of like almost like Kundalini essence of the feminine masculine, like dancing together in this really beautiful alchemical way. And I mean, everything that 6 said, it was like so spot on, and even like everything. I mean, both of you just feel, so that was, yeah, just really fascinating. And Sarah, or 5, mentioning the polarity and the merging, and I mean all of that. So that's real sweet there. So I'm just gonna do the renaming so that's clear here.
As 6, can I offer form? Because that's form. I mean, that's kind of relevant to our cosmology, and that feels like what I'm embodying. It is the feminine principle. I'm just offering that.
Thank you. And that feels resonant
because that's what feels true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So feminine / form.
I definitely feel like when they first came in, they were more individualized. Like I felt the polarity was more there. And then over time being in the field, it was like they started to become more in union and like this one being.
How does it land for 7 being masculine? Like what's alive there for you? And if there's anything you want to add to.
It feels very strange, actually. Like, it just feels so empty. But there was one point, I think, when the Golden Age human was speaking, where I don't know, it was humanity was speaking, and the softness around my back of the heart, so it softened there, and it kind of came more into balance. I think humanity was kind of saying, oh, I've got a connection with 7. I don't feel very connected. I feel very spacious. I don't know what more to say about that other than just.
Yeah, so the masculine in, I guess, if we want to say my cosmology, the foundation of it is the witness. And it is what directs form or what engages with form. But it can have the tendency to first of all, be empty because it's transparent, and therefore it feels fundamentally that it is empty. So that I would describe it more as like yang, primal yang.
Can I add another polarity to the soup? Just to speak its name. I'm thinking of the Jewish cosmology, and there's the immanent and transcendent aspects of Source.
Right.
Shekhinah and Adonai. Ooh, those names really make my head explode.
Yeah.
So I want to keep.
And I want to mention, actually, part of why it felt important to say that is that I feel like I wonder if the transcendent aspect, like what I'm resonating with from 7, the masculine witness presence is that like diffuse distractedness. Like there's a way that it gets out of control and separates from its partner of the manifest. And I feel a lot of heat in my body when I suggest that as golden age human, that there's something of that feels like it's scattering. And maybe that's where the rupture is actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your description matches how I would, matches what's happening for me in my cosmology, which I kind of, it's nice to have a cosmology so we can communicate, right? But but definitely it's not like, oh, this is the word and this is how it is. And so I appreciate the addition of other words from other traditions.
Yeah, it's like the word expires as soon as you say it, no matter how resonant it was in the moment. You have to keep getting a fresh word every time.
Exactly.
So, okay, sorry.
No, yeah.
I'm like intrigued, looking at the clock too. Okay, so 5 and 4, I'm curious, and really gonna see if the field wants to help us understand what's going on. So there was this ongoing reference to the rupture and this desire for humanity and golden age human to connect, but there was something there between them that was referred to as rupture, or this like distance, or something in the way. So I brought 4 in to be what's in the way, or the rupture. And I personally had some curiosity if it was the human heart or attachment or story. Like, so 5 was the resource for the connection between humanity and the golden age human, like could be thought of as what's missing or what's needed, but essentially what's the resource to support the rupture to not be a rupture, for the joining to happen, the connection to happen.
I would call that a repair. That feels like a really important magical term for it.
Yeah. The word that I had on my end is resource, whatever that resource is, which could be repair. Interestingly, so Thessa, I think for 5, has an idea of what that resource is.
Well, I want to say that it's all very clear for me, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
And then open it to, something else if it doesn't resonate with what you are. But
and yeah, super curious, especially Sarah, because Thessa's cosmology.
Yeah. Okay. So in what I am discovering continually in my work matches what the Siddha texts and other texts that have been sharing how it is to reach golden age human or attain golden age human. And that is working in the spinal cord, in the central channel of the spinal cord. So when you work in the central channel of the spinal cord, the Ida and the Pingala, which are the masculine and feminine representations, come together in the central channel of the spinal cord, spark Kundalini. The Kundalini is the merging of the witness and the essence, essentially, to create golden age human. So for me, number 5 is that ground, because you spend some time actually in the central channel, allowing the continual merging of masculine and feminine, or the parts of the central channel, to come together so that Kundalini can be sparked.
Or yin yang.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's use yin yang for that.
Yeah,
if that's okay.
That's great. Yeah, that's perfect. So yin and yang come together, and the unity of them happens in the central channel of the spinal cord and enlightens the third eye. So she was talking about perception and part of what I'm working with too is how that informs the cerebral spinal fluid. So the floating, and what's related to Kundalini is electricity, or the fundamental forces that spark being, or the quintessence, into the physicality of the cerebral spinal fluid through the awakening of the Kundalini. Yeah.
Can I share really quick? Yeah, all of that's resonating. And I felt like when 6 and 7 arrived, I was like, oh, okay, now I can, like, I know where I am in space, you know? And then that my very first experience was being in the spine. Like, that was my very first taste of my expression. I was gonna say something. Oh, and then when I was watching them, I felt like my experience was they were like digging out a current for a river. Like they were like actually like that action of like concaving a space so that the water can flow through was like what I was getting. So that resonates for me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, a big tree just fell here.
Wow.
I mean, they're doing yard work, and I knew that was like just happened. So Sarah, do you feel like you're the cerebral spinal fluid, how would, and or what's your sense?
The way I would name you is that you're the central channel of the spinal cord.
Honestly, both of those things feel true to what I am. Like I am both. I am the central channel, and I'm also the like gelatinous fluid.
Yeah, that makes sense because they're together. So the cerebrospinal fluid is inside the central channel of the spinal cord.
Central channel
Partially as part.
Plus spinal fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the last one. Okay. So that, and then we have 4, which for me was, I noticed as a facilitator that I was sort of like getting spacey. Humanity got space, like, and humanity was drawn to 4, which is the sort of the rupture, which being humanity, pain, body, and integration, like, and had the head thing and this sort of pain in the heart, and yet the desire to like be comforted by it, and it was familiar. And then there was this whole tingling kind of electricity movement. So Lisa has thoughts on what that might be, what you might be, and not sure how familiar y'all are with Michelle, with Lisa's, but just feel what Lisa says and see if it feels resonant, and we're not attached. Like it could be like that, you know, let's just see. Yeah.
Okay. It could be a little bit premature to bring this in, I guess, but
and the field will know. So just yes.
Right. So I'll share what I actually don't know what she is, except they. Sorry, thank you. The reason that I included the electrification of the earth in the constellation is because there's a parallel to the electrification of the earth and that sparking of the essence inside the central channel of the spinal cord. So when the essence, when the monad or the quintessence comes into the cerebral spinal fluid, the first thing that happens is like electric until it completely infuses into the cerebral spinal fluid. So my experience of the electrification of the earth is that it's representing both the blockage to the reaching the golden age human and the opportunity. So that if you put a wrench in the electrification process that would happen naturally in the central of the in the center of the spinal cord, and you know how to work that wrench, then you can block the rising of the Kundalini and the awakening of humanity. But if humanity knows what's happening and brings awareness to that process in the center of the spine, they can actually capitalize on the electrification of the earth and use it as a model for the induction of their own essence, their own monad, into and through the cerebrospinal fluid, which is the start of the full penetration of that monad into the rest of the physiology.
I just got moved to add this, that if electricity is intelligence and can be, it was like when we bring awareness to it, it's almost like we can, anyway, there's something in there. I'm not going to take the time to articulate it here, but I just got something around that.
The thing is, that process, I kind of shared it in a simplified way, but you actually need to visit in the integration that I'm describing. There's so many elements to visit in the central channel of the spinal cord. And so I'm putting that out there, and I still I don't know like what for is. I'm open to it.
Okay. So, and just so you all know too, we were going to go in a different direction, and this is where we are. Like we're working with more of the meta level. There's definitely curiosity around some of other like actual, like what's going on, current event, moment in time with Corona and what's happening behind the scenes of that. But this is, this is in a way more abstract. And it's where we are. So what I want to do is hear from four what it felt like when you heard that you were brought in as the rupture, and or how it lands for you as you're hearing about the electrification, and what's going on for you, what feels true, what's landing.
I was unaffected by the term rupture, and then the whole time you were talking about the electrification, I was completely electrified. Like my chill bumps were just everywhere. And I feel a very strong kinship with 5, and what's the word? I feel like a super deep connection with humanity. Like there's just some like super strong draw and sadness, and like I can see the sadness and the pain, and I want to help. I just want that to be different.
What about the rest of you? I mean, what I want to do is hear from the field what is 4, and we're working with like an original idea of rupture. Sometimes the block or the rupture is the actual where the sadness lies and where there is the evolutionary portal. So anyway, let's hear from anyone else who has I'm seeing Thesa. We haven't heard from you in a bit. If you want to share, and then
well, that explains a lot for when there was when I was saying I felt bored. It was frustration. It was like, now that you're explaining it, there was a feeling like, I know how to solve this. And let's just get to the solution, kind of. So something when you were saying about it can be an opportunity. And the electrification, that just makes me think of always that crossroads in healing, that thing when you, and especially Thesa, in your work, when you go deeper and find an emotion, and everything just unifies, then like the ability to go there. But the thing I was feeling, like with 4 and 6 and 7 and 5 and the cold with 5, it was that, I think, like the collective thing right now, like, come on, let's do this. Like, and I was listening to the Zach Bush this morning when he, and the thing, like, we need a metamorphosis, like, and so I was listening to everything, but I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat, and I just want it to happen. And the electricity feels key to that. Like, no, you're not having a heart attack. You're jump starting everything.
Yeah.
It's not heart problems. It's not blood problems.
Right. I'm just gonna say it, that right before we started, like, because Thesa and I talked yesterday about the different elements, and even I thought, let's bring metamorphosis into the field today. So anyway, I'm glad you did that.
Oh, good.
Have any input or sense for 4? And I'm curious, Gloria, if you have anything you want to share. And you're on mute, love. Hey, you're unmuted.
I just got really excited when Thesa was talking about the monad. Like, at first it was just like, and it was a thought like, oh, I want to do that, I want to be that. And but then I was just tuning in more, and I just felt like this big spark of energy, and I wanted to be that, and I felt very confident and excited, and I just had this kind of like can do feeling, and I still don't really quite get the constellation stuff, so I don't know, like, if I'm bringing something in that's mine, or if I'm tuning into the group and feeling something. To me, it's like 2 different things, so I wasn't sure. And as I pulled back a bit from my own attachment to the monad, I was feeling, and I was really tuning into everybody, I started to feel nervous.
Thank you. How would you feel about coming in as the monad?
I think I would like that.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna name you as 8. Monads, quintessence. Yeah, learning pieces. Quintessence. Okay, so you're in, and anyone else have anything to add? And so, Gloria, just some guidance for you is, go ahead and say, I am 8.
I am 8.
I am quintessence. Mona.
I am quintessence.
And just drop in. And we're gonna check back in around 4, and just as you drop in, just see what you're noticing, and just really lean into that and trust your experience. And let's hear if anyone else has anything to add. I'm curious, Golden Age Human, if you had anything in humanity. Let's hear from humanity and masculine. And okay, so we'll start with humanity around 4, just to help refine the clarity around that. Go ahead.
My main thing I wanted to share was I'm feeling a lot of impatience, and when monad quintessence came in, that felt like that was speaking to that, the can do, like this whole constellation being like, come on, we can do this. Like, I need this to happen. And that's my experience with 4 as well. I think with the electrification, is there's just this sense of, you know what, I don't care how this happens. I just need like a rocket to go off. I just need this to happen like now. And there's energy in that, and there's movement, and I'll just use whatever I need, whatever can be used. We just got to do this. I kind of have this feeling of like, I'm just over this now.
Okay, can you say, we're gonna do this?
Yeah.
gonna do
Yeah.
this.
And so actually monad speaking that, the can do, it's like, yeah, great. Okay, we've got someone on board with me now. Let's just do this. Because I think there was a bit of frustration with Golden Age Human around the like, oh, I don't know how. It's just like, no, come on, I need this. Come on.
Again, let's just do this.
Yeah, let's just do this. Or,
Whatever the words are. I'm ready, whatever it is.
it's more like this has got to happen now. That kind of, and I feel the central channel when I say that. This has got to happen now. It's just like, come on.
I love that cerebral spinal fluids on their self. Hi, Anahata. All good. Okay. Okay, what's happening masculine? Tell us what's going on. Oh, hello, Bug.
In relation to 4, what I'm experiencing in my body is it's not really so diffuse, it's much more centralized, it's much more, the word feels like embodied, and I'm experiencing more of a spiraling in my core as the masculine. And when whoever was saying it needs to happen, the words in me are like, it's already happened. It's very much much more here.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to ask everyone to stand up. I mean, if you can't, Gloria, that's okay. You can be where you are. And above everyone else to stand up. And masculine, you're feeling this movement happening, this sort of spiral upward.
Yeah, and in me, it's at the moment it's anti-clockwise. My pelvis is moving, and anti-clockwise that's moving up, and I'm feeling it up through my head.
Okay. Anita and/or Anna, if one of you would feel to come in as the toroidal.
The toroidal field?
Yeah, the toroidal field.
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, it's where the central column, and it's that donut shape that moves, where there's a hollow central portal.
I can be that.
And energy just moves. It's sort of a universal geometry where
Yes.
the center view is empty, and there's, and however expansive it can go out into the galaxies, it can just be within a few feet around your body. It's a flow of energy. And,
Okay.
this that happens in relationship with, the whole field. And I'm still curious to hear. I think we haven't heard yet from Golden Age Human around 4. If there was something you wanted to add, or is there anything you want to add?
I still haven't gotten what I need. I hear everyone's impatience, and I don't care. I'm not moving forward until this is complete. I'm sick of rushing around in a panic, fleeing from everything. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
4, there's something important. I think the most important thing is about the rupture and repair being in the same place, like something I haven't heard enough of for myself that I don't want to come into being without a profound connection to is relationality. Like, I am connectedness. Like, I can't talk about rupture and repair without talking about who I'm in relationship with, and the fact that the relationships are precious, and that's why repair matters.
Okay, so I'd like you to tune into the field, and if you're able to stand, and if there's anything you need to move. And
I'm also feeling closer to humanity now, like they look golden to me. So that's nice.
Cut out a little bit, that you're feeling closer to humanity.
And they look golden to me, and I love them.
Beautiful. So if humanity and Golden Age Human can face each other, and just invite the field to move. Anna, if you feel called, you can simply stay where you are as witness in this, or if you're feeling an energetic draw in, where we are nearing our time. So
I am feeling everything. I don't think I can, I'm everyone right now. I cannot do anything else.
Okay. Okay, so I'm feeling you as active in the field, and so if you are open to coming off, putting your video on, that would be great, and you can just.
I can't start my video. It's very weird.
Well, there's something lovely about the swan and resting and light that's happening with the water. So I'd like everyone to kind of orient. Imagine we're in a room together and really let your bodies move and see what's alive in you, and essentially what you're doing is you're finding the healing movement, and we're finding, and this isn't a force thing, it's just allowing what's in the field to move itself, move through you. And if there is a need or a movement that you're feeling called to, see how that moves in you.
Well, everyone's like gathered around me and behind me, and we all can move together. So
Yeah. Beautiful.
Envisioning.
So I'm feeling very much like I want to say to Golden Age Human, like there's a collecting of a prayer. It kind of hooks into where we started from, because I remember they were asking humanity about the love and the honor. It feels like more completion of that. Something about please receive my love. Please receive the fullness of who I am and what I hold, and my total complete respect for you. Please just receive me. Receive my love, receive my heart, receive my soul. Just receive.
Do that. Something about the sweet way that they're asking that's just like, well, of course.
So, Golden Age Human, if you could say, I receive you.
I receive you. Yeah, I keep feeling like I'm not worthy, but I don't want that to get in the way of this profound sincerity of this prayer. I receive you.
And I feel like I'm shedding another layer as I do that, as I kind of come in. There's a, I'm just in asking for that. It's like I'm letting go of lots of assumptions about myself or images, or just kind of being humble. Way and being humble.
Encourage humanity to, and Sarah, calling you back in, hun. Come on in, honey, Flash.
There's a bird in my house, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm having to try and get this bird outside right now. That's
great. You do that.
Oh, she just went out. Okay, great. Thanks for the field on that one.
Our central channel is back. We need you here. So,
I was running all through the body trying to get this bird out.
Great, you're great. So just drop back in, coming into the field. Humanity, if you could shed what you're shedding, giving it to the earth. And Anna, if you feel called from where you are to be the earth receiving, and if that doesn't feel resonant, we know the earth is here. So I'm just calling in the earth as this is moving, as humanity into its metamorphosis. How's our toroidal? How are you? And I can't unmute you. You can all stay unmuted, I think, so that you don't have to keep talking, and just be mindful that.
The sound suddenly muffled.
The sound screwed up.
sound is screwed up.
It seems like when other people are on not on mute, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, it's like yours
Like
gets
you're very
lower
quiet.
volume. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then maybe it's best we stay with our process as we have been. That's fine. Let's hear from toroidal field. That's you, Anita.
That's me.
Yes.
I'm amazed about this kind of work. I haven't actually never tried it before. So this is, you couldn't have picked a better thing for me to do than this. This is what I was kind of born to do. So great. And I love being able to make the safest field possible for your guys. And I really appreciate all the work you put into it. And I feel the field, what I'm doing is growing and being more powerful while doing it with you guys.
Great, thank you. Anything else as you're embodying that flow? Anything?
It gets stronger, more electrified, more vivid, greater, better, more golden, more colorful every time I do it.
Beautiful. Let's keep rocking that. Appreciate that.
That feels great. I like that.
And Sarah, just so you know, or Cerebral, just, well, this is me informing Sarah, we are just finding the healing movements. We're at the end of the constellation. We're essentially embodying the final geometry. So just whatever you feel moved to move or be, it's really dropping fully back in to your rep. Anyone else who's ready or moved to share? We're just gonna, basically we're doing a final round, and hearing from each rep. And if you have a sense of your orientation in the space, for example, Golden Age Human felt they were at the center and everyone around them. And so let's just hear what's happening, what's alive for you, where are you in the space, and anything else you want to share.
I do want to add that I would like to have resource closer to me, because I am doing my best to stay in tune with humanity's prayer and to reflect love and honoring, but something is still making it hard for me to do that peacefully.
So you want the central channel spinal fluid resource to be near you, and you can also move near them and place yourself.
I feel like I am at the center, close to the center.
And where are you in relationship to Golden Age Human?
I'm sorry, it's hard to hear you, V. In relationship to whom?
Where are you in relationship to Golden Age Human?
I feel them like right here on my right side.
So I want you to perhaps lean in, and as if you're making contact. I think humanity changed outfits. What's happening for humanity? You got a cute dress on there.
Humanity just got hot. It was hot here today, so I'm wearing a summer's dress with like 3 jumpers on top. So. I'm feeling really soft, actually. There's something that really shifted. I feel much more, it reminds me of 6, the feminines, like something much more fluid, floaty, soft, tactile. There's an aliveness that feels useful, but yeah. It kind of, every time Golden Age Human expresses how they're finding difficulty, I find that difficult, because I feel like there's movement there's like things are, like there was one point I was like, wow, I'm like right, I feel like I'm right with Golden Age Human. I can kind of feel that, but then I go, oh, maybe from their perspective I'm quite a long way away still, but from my perspective it's like, wow, this is amazing.
Thank you. just be with it, what you are, and keep radiating that. And how's feminine, masculine? What's happening for you? You're having a blast. I could see that.
Yeah, I could feel it's all lovely. It's all so lovely. I could feel frustration though when it got really conceptual. I was a bit like, it's just like just move and flow and connect and live and learn. It just felt like it got really heady at one point, and I just felt like everyone should just move a bit more, and then that would be really helpful. So and I guess it's because that's how I mean I can't stop moving. I can't be still, and there's no headness to this. There's just embodiment, and I guess that's what's feeling right for form, for feminine at the moment. So yeah, I liked it when everyone got excited about doing and flowing and
great,
getting on with it. So yeah.
Thank you. How's masculine? And I'm just being mindful of time, so I'd love to yeah, let's hear from masculine.
I just big smile listening to feminine and 6, and just big love there, and quite sort of much more electrified internally, continuing to have embodiments with spaciousness, no kind of head engagement with the stories particularly, but just really the electricity feels more embodied and moving more fully within this huge wide open space. But here.
Can I add something? I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
Yeah, during all the constellation, since even before starting, I was feeling everything, and I try to rep one. I try to be 4 or 5 when you said who wants to be 4 or 5, and my video didn't I wasn't able to put my video, so I understood that I needed to be out of scene, I'm in the field, but I'm everyone. And when you said metamorphosis, I immediately clicked, because I am feeling, and I have been feeling everyone, and the feeling that I have constantly felt along all the session was everyone needs to get into balance, and some of the 3 and even 6 said, "Oh, don't you feel that you are a little bit extreme?" I could feel them going to extremes in their energy, and whoever I was asking, please get into balance, because in order for me to become, I need every element to be into balance. And so that's what I'm feeling, that maybe it's the process of metamorphosis into becoming the golden age. I am the process of becoming, but I can summarize it with every element has to be in perfect balance, in perfect
equilibrium,
own essence, something like that. So the right metamorphosis, or the complete metamorphosis, or it can happen. Right now, I would say I cannot happen. I cannot happen because not everyone is in their perfect stillness, no, a neutrality, stillness, it's integration. So
maybe your balance or stillness. So just embody that in yourself and let that infuse the field. And like find that in your own being. and see where you are in the space. I want to hear from Thesa. I want to hear from electrification and monad, and then we'll be wrapping up.
Yeah, there was one part where I just rested back into a little nest, and it felt, I haven't felt that relaxed ever. And it was just like, oh, everyone's, it, you know, that thing where you say like, oh, you couldn't even write this. It's so good. Like everyone was writing it for me. And I could just feel like I felt when I first came on, in that feeling of the body, just like, oh, it just felt everything's there and perfect and trippy, and just trip with it. But the minute all the others came in and there was all that stuff, if I even paid attention to it, it didn't feel very good. The best was to just lean into it.
Thank you. How is yeah, let's hear from electrification, is I think what we're going with.
Yeah, when you said to start moving and see what your body wants to do, it was mostly concentrated on my sacrum. My sacrum wanted to move, and the hips, I'm just sitting here circling my hips. And there's still a stillness. I'm moving, but there's still some kind of stillness, and there's a joy that I'm seeing with humanity too. That humanity is moving and seems more free.
Beautiful, thank you. And how about quintessence monad?
I've been feeling so many different things. There are times I feel drawn to different parts of different parts, like the humanity. I feel myself primarily in their throat, and I feel myself as like a white light a lot of time, although it can be also kind of flowing and more formless, but sometimes more solid. And I feel myself in the masculine belly and kind of rolling around like a ball, dancing around the feminine. And for a golden age human, I feel like more of a witness, looking, observing, curious, wanting to be around here. And it's just a little bit different. I don't know if you want me to go all the way through, but that's just kind of what I'm feeling, like I'm in different places. But mostly I've felt a deep feeling of kind of integration, very happy, like I finally belong. I can do this. I've got this. I know this is who I am. Like I can't even help but do this feeling.
Beautiful, thank you. Sweet. I think we've sort of lost spinal fluid there. I know you've got other things, and we're past time. I don't know if you have anything you want to add, unless we heard from you and I'm spacing out. If there's anything you want to add as part of the closing. Or did she already share? I can't remember.
As the bird.
There was the bird, but is there anything you want to add? Spinal fluid?
Oh, yeah, I'm fading. I feel really still. I like, even as everyone's moving, I'm just like,
okay. Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm seeing and sensing, and we're at time for sure, that this is a complete chapter. There are a lot of essential energies that were named: integration, metamorphosis, like specific words that were reps that we were going to bring in that got named as essential energies, which I just want to offer that as a reflection. we don't know where this is going to go each time. We had the idea, and maybe next time it'll be more so, to work with current events around Corona and vaccination, Bill Gates, like, you know, sort of that realm. And that might be what happens next week. But this was really beautiful, and to be working with the essential nature of yin yang's essential, or the central spinal fluid column, core of our beingness, and all these components, everything that was in here is really such a gift, and such a gift to have Lisa being repped in the field. That was really, really, really beautiful.
That was amazing. Thank you.
And in a way, by bringing Thesa in also, because her core work is the central channel and is this, like, you know, I feel like the field took us into this deeper focus there, and then really also fascinating around how electrification of the earth
came in when last week it was kind of like, oh, it's not even relevant, and then
it felt like it really presented itself.
Can I add one thing?
Please, yeah.
I can really appreciate the flow too of our constellations so far. And the first one, it was really the discovery of the meta, you know, the kind of transcendental stuff. And then in the second one, we kind of grounded more into current events, and now we've gone back to transcendental, and then you come, you know, so it's the transcendental and the material, the merging of them through that back and forth.
So in closing, I would love to invite y'all. Some of you might be really digging your roles, but I'm thinking, is humanity wanting to say something?
Say something. Just I've got a clarity around golden age human. I was just feeling the sense of the similarity of me with the ancestors at the beginning, of humanity with the ancestors, and it feels a little bit like that with golden age human, like I'm what comes before golden age human, and almost like, can golden age human let me become them and come forwards in that lineage, that line. And it's interesting about the love and the honor. It's like, almost, can golden age human love and honor their own ancestry?
Okay, thank you. I think we're gonna, yeah, looks like a yes there.
It looks like, it means, I just love that invitation to take time with at some point.
Yeah, thank you. So let's, we don't need to all come off of mute, but what I'd like you to do is shake your bodies and say your name out loud 3 times.
Thesa, Thesa, Thesa.
And say out loud, maybe you're not hungry, but pretend you were. What would you be ingesting? You could ingest anything. Food.
Chocolate chip banana bread.
Sean West.
Cookies.
Honey.
Indian food.
Indian food.
Watermelon.
Scones.
I just want a relaxed herbal tea.
Oh, humanity's like, I just need some herbal tea right now.
Love it. Anyone else? What you gonna eat? Popcorn. Puppy corn.
The sun. I'm gonna eat the sun. Sun sounds good.
Beautiful.
Can you imagine repping Bill Gates? That's gonna be fun.
I know. Yeah, that we were about to go there, and then we literally, I was like next on the list. All right, sweet people. Lots of love. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I love all of you.
Let's do a we're standing in a circle and feeling, facing each other. Thank you for the honor. And we can just say this together. Thank you for the honor. We leave it with you.
Bye.
Bye.